What it is, y'all, and welcome back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk. I apologize, we haven't talked about the Dondozo raid yet, and we really need to. So this raid's going to be around for about another, week? Maybe a little less than a week, about half a week. And it'll be replaced, and we'll talk about that other raid when it drops. However, Dondozo is very interesting. So, of course, we're dealing with a Water Terra here. The main thing this mod brings to the table are Wave Crash, Order Up, which is a dragon move, Earthquake, and Avalanche, which is an ice move. Now, on the face of it, Hydrapple seems like a really bad option. However, remember, this mod can tank pretty well, and this mod has Reflect. So, with a Shell Bell, with Reflect, and with everything he's got here, I think this is still going to be a really, really solid run. Now, getting back to Dondozo, periodically he will use Yawn. It's actually once right at the very beginning, and Curse towards the middle of the fight to kind of buff himself. So we will have to work around those, and those will be their own interesting situations. I'll be honest with you, Yawn has not been an issue for me yet. There's a 1 in 4 chance it hits you, and honestly, if it does, just restart the raid. It's not that big of a deal. Also, if you're running this with a bunch of other people, this is a no-brainer run, because you'll be able to heal yourself like crazy. So if you've got 4 people with Hydrapple, this guy's going to fall within just a handful of turns. But build-wise, EV-wise, I've gone all the way in on special attack and defense, and that way, basically, we have just max stats in those two. Main reason for that, we need attack power. We need tons and tons and tons of attack power, but we also need tons of physical defense. Move-wise, we've got Reflect, like I said before, basically just to cut down his physical attack. Grassy Terrain to get a little bit more damage out. Nasty Plot is our main buff, and then Giga Drain as our DPS. So it's all very straightforward. In fact, the only difference between this and with the run we did with Pikachu is that we used Yawn in place of Grassy Terrain because we really just didn't need a huge amount of damage. However, with Dondozo, we will need Grassy Terrain. You are going to be hurting for attack power when he puts up his barrier. He is a pretty beefy mon, but I think all said and done will have this. Now, because of that, because of what I said there, this dude, you want to damage him as much as you can in the early part of the game. Oh, great, we have our Bolvia. That's fantastic. So that's great. He'll put down Grassy Terrain, which saves us from having to do it. An absolutely perfect scenario would be having our Bolvia. I'm going to go ahead and do a Nasty Plot early, and that way we get like tons and tons and tons of damage. Oh, did Sylveon use Charm? I don't think that would do anything in this situation, but it looks like it did, actually. It looks like it cut down some of the damage. I never noticed that before. Ooh. Might be helpful, too. Now, that Grassy Terrain, we're going to take advantage of that. Belly Bolt could hit them with a paralysis, which would be okay, but it's really not going to be a game changer. So after 2 Nasty Plots, I'm going to start doing Giga Drain. Okay? My goal here is to try to stay in good health, basically to the point at which we can start buffing. Nice. Man, if we put Reflect up right now, we wouldn't be taking any damage. This is insane. I don't want to use Reflect right away. I want to keep going like this. But he is going to put his barrier up here pretty quick. We are basically going to fast track that. But we want to stay ahead of him here. We really want to stay ahead of the game for this early part. Just because... There we go. Let's go ahead and do another Giga Drain. We want to stay ahead of the game just because we are going to be limited for damage during his barrier phase. Okay, nice. I like this. Now, he will nullify stat changes here pretty quick. There we go. So, paralysis will be gone. The charm will have fallen off. We now need to focus on Reflect. We haven't taken a lot of early damage, so we can go ahead and do a Reflect real quick. And that will limit the amount of damage for 5 turns. And after this, he will go ahead and remove stat changes here in a second. We need to start buffing, and we need to start terastallizing. Okay, we can't Terra yet, and he hasn't removed stat changes yet, so we need to wait till he does that to start buffing. So we'll have a turn or two where we're not doing much damage, unfortunately. Oof. You know what? I don't like that. And I'm going to take the L. I'm going to take the L. I'm going to take the 5-second differential and then come back in and start nasty plotting. I think that might be smarter in this situation. Really? Why? I mean, I'll take it, but good grief. Okay. There's the stat changes. So I don't really want to... You know, I'm going to Terra, I'm going to Giga Drain, I'm going to try to get some health back. We will need a nasty plot, but you know what? I'll be honest with you. If I could stay in decent health and keep my Reflect in play, it might help. Plus, he's got... we have Grassy Terrain out. I haven't had to use that, so I could save myself a lot of time. Now, as I said before, the perfect scenario here, the absolute best possible scenario... Oh, there we go. Perfect. The absolute best possible scenario here is to have somebody with Intimidate, have Arbolvia, and then have Gardevoir for some healing. Good luck on that. I've not seen that rotation yet. If you could pull that off, you'll be sitting pretty. All right. So Reflect is got 2 turns left. So let's go ahead and Nasty Plot. We'll Nasty Plot twice. We'll Reflect. We'll probably have to do a Giga Drain and then another Nasty Plot, but I think we'll be okay. Now, remember I said earlier you want to be a little bit cautious here, because, as I stated, the timer caught up with us. And the timer caught up with us pretty darn quick. So let's do another Nasty Plot. There we go. We'll put down another Reflect, which is going to be really important because pretty soon he's going to do his Curse. And when he does his Curse, he'll do double attacks. So let's do another Reflect. We'll do one more Nasty Plot, and then we'll start going to town. There we go. We can eat another one of those, even though that was a critical hit. Was not fun. With everyone else on the table, like, helping us out, we got a good assortment of assistance here. I'm gonna do one more Nasty Plot, and now we'll just go all in. Like, there's no stopping us now. I was afraid he was going to do his double attack there. But here we go. Now we just Giga Drain to success. That's it. Well, okay. We do need to keep Reflect in play, because he's going to start doing double attacks periodically. And when he does those, they're not going to be fun to deal with. But, you know, I just need to keep an eye on my Reflect. But see, we're catching back up to the bar. A lot of that has to do with that early damage. There might be a situation when he hits you with a crit early on, and it's very hard to recoup that. If you're running the solo when that happens, I would honestly recommend just let's deal with it. So we should be 2 turns. There should be 3 turns left on Reflect. I'll check it after this. Man, I'm telling you right now, Arbolvia is really helping us out. We don't have to drop Grassy Terrain. We don't have to take those turns. It is saving our skin. So 100%, if you can help it, run this with Arbolvia. That will make your life so much easier. And if you question how much that actually does, remember, number 1, did we get a crit? I think that was a critical hit on our side. Nice. Totally remember that it'd be 2-3 turns that we'd have to drop that, and now we don't have to even mess with it. You know, I'll be real. I don't think we'll need to do Reflect again. Let's see. Oh, Reflect is down. I'm gonna be safe. I'm not gonna mess around. We have plenty of time left. He's gonna start doing double hits, and I don't want to deal with that. So, I think did that Reflect drop early, or am I just? I may have just miscounted. It's highly likely I miscounted. Bam. But when he does double hits, you're going to want that reflect, so do not let the reflect lapse. Keep an eye on that. Keep your count up. Be better than me. It's essentially what I'm saying. All right, here we go. 2 more Giga Drains and he's done. And I won't lie, our Bolvia 100% is like the MVP friend here. That dude has kept us absolutely in the green. No pun intended. All right, there we go. Final hit. Fantastic. While we do have the paralysis from Belly Bolt, and obviously the charm from Sylveon did a lot of good, I don't know if the charm really... I mean, the charm did help, but you've got plenty of opportunity there with or without charm. What are we going to use? Let's see. Level ball, repeat ball. Let's do a... I guess a dive ball would make sense. I don't like doing one that makes sense. Let's do a Premier Ball. I think I did Premier Ball for one of our previous ones too, but it doesn't matter. I like Premier Balls. So there you guys go. A lot of strategy, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It's a mon you've already built. It's not a big deal. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. As always, like, comment, and share, and I will be back with more coming up for you guys really soon. Bye-bye.